here with one of our Emirates Living Specialists, Dominic Yates.
Good afternoon, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, how are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you.
So tell me, Emirates Living, why do people choose to live there?
I mean, there's a number of reasons for a lot of people. If you've got, for example, the working professionals, they're working potentially outside of Dubai. Within 25 minutes, you're at DXB International Airport. If they're working within Dubai, you've got the likes of the Marina, you've got Motor City, Sports City, all within a 20 to 25 minute drive from where they need to be. And then if you look at it from the aspect of a family community, well, it's 24-hour security. It gives parents a peace of mind that if they want their children to go to the park and play of an evening, they don't necessarily have to be there to assist them because they know that it's a safe, secure community. You're not having strangers coming in and out on a regular basis. Obviously, in terms of perfect for families, you've got the community swimming pools, you've got the community parks, the nice walks around the lake, you've got the jogging tracks, you've got things like the local nurseries, local schools. In terms of everywhere, I would say, in my opinion, is walking distance for what you could possibly need in terms of everyday essentials. For example, the Spinneys just being around the corner. You've got, for example, the Palm Jumeirah within a 10-minute drive. I think it's the ideal location in that sense for everybody, really, not just the case of families in terms of a family community.
So if it's such a good location, I'm guessing the prices are going to be very high.
Not necessarily. I mean, you have to look at it as a numbers game. Across Emirates Living, over the past 5 years, we have seen a steady increase in terms of prices now, whether that be sale prices or rental prices. For example, I had somebody who contacted me the other week and they said, I was offered this same unit for 200,000 dirham less this time last year. And I said, well, unfortunately, this is where we're at now with the market prices. And I said, but we could be having the exact same conversation in another year's time where it's jumped by another 200,000. And you're on the phone and you're saying, well, unfortunately, I wish you would have convinced me to buy it this time because I could have made X amount. And it's the same for the rental market. You have landlords who call and they'll say, I only want this price. I will not negotiate on this price. I've been told that this is the price I'm going to achieve. Well, that's fair enough, but again, we can only break it down to a numbers game. Unfortunately, regardless how nice somebody thinks their villa actually is, it's only worth, at the end of the day, what somebody's willing to pay. So you'll have tenants who will come in and they'll say, well, we were renting the exact same villa type last year for 10,000 dirham less or 15,000 dirham less. We're not paying any more than what we were paying back then. Well, that's okay, but unfortunately, if you're not willing to pay what the market price is, the likelihood is you're not going to be able to find a unit in Emirates Living unless it's a simple case of a landlord is wanting it rented out and they're not wanting it sat vacant for a certain period of time. So I think in that sense, I mean, in my opinion, it's not overpriced for what's on offer there.
So you're saying it's obviously quite a high in demand area. So
yeah,
investment wise, would you say this is a good option? I
would personally say so, yeah. I mean, if we look at the figures again, I mean, last month alone, there was 140 transactions in Emirates Living. So again, that is built up of 1-bedroom apartments in the greens and the views, but it's also built up of 100 million dirham villas in Emirates Hills. So if we think of the amount of transactions that were in the Springs last month alone, well, it was over 40 transactions. Now the minimum price at the moment in the Springs is anywhere between 2.4 to 2.5, and that's for a 2-bedroom standard complete unit it's not been touched, for example, for the past 20 years. And then at the top end of the spectrum, you've got the biggest villa type backing onto a lake with a fully upgraded landscape garden, nice private pool, and you're looking there again, you're well over the 6 million mark for those now. Well, for example, before coronavirus, they were trading at around 4.2, 4.3. And you have the same conversation with the landlord. They say, well, I'm not selling now because it could be worth X amount in the future. Fine, that's perfect, no problem at all. You're well within your rights to do so. But then the problem is then the buyers come along and they say, I'm never paying that price because 2 years ago it was only worth this. Well, in 2 years it could be worth this. There's nobody who's got, unfortunately, a crystal ball in Dubai real estate to say that it's going to get to this stage. But I think if you look at the facts and figures over the previous years, the likelihood is it is going to increase again and keep increasing.
Okay, interesting. No, thank you so much for your insights.
That's a pleasure, no worries.
I've really enjoyed listening. If you guys need a Emirates Living Specialist, contact Dominic Yates today.